Hi guys, it's Ross at FoodTravelMusicLove.com. Inspiration from the heart. This is one of our Tripadvisor reviews. This is of a city cruise from Poole Harbour. Looking first, as always, at the location and accessibility. The location is absolutely fantastic. As you would expect, it leads from the water, leads from the harbour in Poole. There are so many brilliant bars down there, including Wetherspoons, like main named bars and restaurants. I saw about 5 or 6 just outside where the cruise leaves from. And that's a really nice sight in this day and age, to see bars and restaurants in a line, still operating, still trading, still thriving. Hennings is the name of a group-only venue that has just opened. Hennings is fantastic. If you are in a group, not only a coach group, you might be like a function group, you might have a wedding or an event, a wake, anything like that going on, and you might want to tie it in with a little cruise or not, but that's right opposite, and City Cruises have some of their offices there within the building. They're kind of operating that building, and they're putting it out as a brilliant little event suite as well. You could look it up on the map, but the coaches drop off, if you are in a coach group, they're dropping off at Old Orchard, just a couple of minutes away. There did seem to be a good amount of parking around the area as well. If you're travelling by car and you're coming down as a family, couple, individual, there's good car parking in the local area as well. Sadly, if you are in a wheelchair, if you do have mobility issues, which means you can't actually leave your wheelchair, the cruise won't be for you, sadly, and I think that is the case with a lot of cruises. They can take your wheelchair on, there's space for your wheelchair on there, so you can certainly enjoy the cruise. Might be a bit windy on the top, so you have to do it on a nice sunny day, but you can do that on top of the boat, but they just can't get you on and off on the ramp. It's just a bit too steep to do that with a wheelchair. Let's have a look at the facilities and services that you'll get on a city cruise. We did a 70-minute circular cruise around Poole Harbour, having a look at some of the brilliant islands. With that one, you get an upstairs and a downstairs, so you can go out and enjoy the sunshine or the wind, or you can go down and take a bit of warmth and enjoy the bar facilities. There are toilets on board. They do seem to be nice, clean toilets, quite important, quite rare on a lot of these boat trips, but good clean toilets on board as well. There was no Wi-Fi that I could seem to connect to on board, but there was a good data signal for 3G, 4G, so if you really want to be checking out your phone while you're enjoying the cruise, you can do that via data, but there didn't seem to be any Wi-Fi. What I did find a really big selling point for me personally was the fact that you often find the talks on these boats do seem to go over your head, but this was a really eloquent, well thought out, informative and interesting talk on the islands, on the area, and I really found that interesting. It actually kept my attention going. Often I just ignore it because it's just noise, and that's not to knock people who are on these cruises, because they're probably doing it all day every day, but this was actually a really enjoyable tour. We'll have a little look at the food and drink options on board. With our particular cruise, when I went on there, the 70-minute cruise, there was a supply from Always Friday, corny, but I quite like it. I hope they spelled Friday with a Y, or they've missed a trick there. Always Friday supplied some really nice fish and chips, stayed nice and hot. They're just round the corner, so they do have a tie-in with those. Quite pricey, I thought. Somebody mentioned to me, part of City Cruises mentioned they were about £10.20 for a fish and chip. That was part of a group deal as well, so you might want to look into that. You probably can take your own food on there, but that's an outside supplier who will have a deal with City Cruises. Always Friday, £10.20-ish for a really nice fish and chips portion. You get the cutlery, you get your salt and vinegar and things like that as part of it as well. They do also have their own licensed bar. The nice thing about that is, although there's only confectionery and biscuits and things like that for a little snack, which is all you really need for a 70-minute cruise anyway, how hungry do you need to be to go on these things? So they do have a nice little bar there, and there are locally brewed beers and ales. I did like the idea of seeing that. I like local produce being served on these local events. That's really nice to see. We always have a quick look at value for money before we give our rating. I didn't think value for money was too bad for this. About £13 or £14 for adults, 2023 prices these are. A little bit of discount there for groups, but £13 or £14, in this day and age to give you an over-hour cruise, nice and enjoyable, access to a bar, access to toilet facilities, a nice talk on the islands, a little bit educational, a little bit interested and informative. £13–14, really not too bad that. Our official FoodTravelMusicLove.com rating is 9 out of 10. Well done, City Cruises. I really hope you enjoyed that. Please like, please subscribe, check out our other Tripadvisor reviews and our other videos across the world. Ross, FoodTravelMusicLove.com, inspiration from the heart. Thank you.